What's going on, guys? It's Jaron from WearTesters.com here with a performance review of the Under Amour SpeedForm Fortis. This is the latest running/training model from Under Amour, and it provides some great value for all the tech that is in here. With that being said, let's just get straight into the performance review, starting off with the traction. Recently, Under Amour has been upping their game with the traction in their latest running/training models, but even then, the traction pattern on the SpeedForm Fortis isn't anything spectacular. Under Amour decided to go with a targeted traction pattern setup that provides durability in high impact zones with less weight. That means these blue areas are very durable while the rest of the traction isn't and will show signs of wear after just a couple workouts. At the end of the day, the traction on the SpeedForm Fortis will cover you in any conditions, but only the blue areas stand the test of time, while the rest of the traction lives in the past like the calories you burn during your workouts. Moving right along to the cushion, last year Under Amour introduced their new technology, Charged Foam, which provided a more responsive ride when activated under pressure. Flagship models such as the Under Amour Curry 1 and the SpeedForm Gemini utilize this new technology and perform quite well. In fact, the Curry 1 scored a starting 5 Wear Testers badge on its official performance review in the cushion department. With Charged Foam performing very well on and off the court, Under Amour really didn't need to do anything, just keep rolling it out. But they went the extra mile here with the SpeedForm Fortis. What's different about it is that this white area is actually charged foam, while the midsole and sock liner uses a micro G and 4D foam combination. This is a little bit different from the Curry one where it was flipped and your foot was actually sitting directly on some charged foam. But the renovations and tweaking of the cushion setup on the SpeedForm Fortis made the world of difference, and it is the exact definition of taking something good and making it great. This micro G midsole and 4D foam sock liner that your foot sits directly on is extremely plush, and the 4D foam is actually form-fitting so that after every use, it conforms to your foot just a little bit more for that extra personalized fit. Meanwhile, this charged foam is really giving you that responsive ride and high impact protection that you need. Some people may find the cushion setup on this model too plush. My advice to them: run harder. Next up, let's talk about the materials on the SpeedForm Fortis. The true heart and soul of SpeedForm technology is to provide a distraction-free environment for your foot so you can focus at the task at hand. So things like the cupless insole and ultrasonic welding on the upper all work together to provide that next to skin-like comfort. Also, little subtle techniques like the indent here in the forefoot that rests in between your big and middle toe really help provide that conforming next to skin-like feel. So whether you have tried Under Amour SpeedForm technology or not, it really provides a one-to-one fit that can accommodate for a wide variety of foot shapes and sizes. It's also worth noting that there are a couple of versions of the SpeedForm Fortis. This is the twist version. It uses the traditional SpeedForm materials that we have all come to know and love, but there is a vent version which uses a very nice Armour vent mesh. That vent version might provide a little bit more breathability if you live in hot areas. Shout out to Phoenix. So next up, I'm going to talk a little bit of the transition, even though this is technically a trainer and that's more of a running category. Now, the SpeedForm Fortis isn't exactly a barefoot running technology shoe, so you're not going to be sitting 0 millimeters to the ground. But in the overall grand scheme of things, with the materials and the way the shoe feels, it does feel like a barefoot running shoe that gives you extra support and cushion that you need if you're not fully invested into that barefoot running craze. Next up, let's talk about the support, which is something the SpeedForm Apollo didn't really do well, but the SpeedForm Fortis improves upon. Things like these lacing wings and beefed up heel cup really help your foot stay in place for that nice support you need in a trainer. So when running, which this shoe is not solely based upon, it's also a trainer. When you're running, you're only moving forward, and if you're doing something wrong, you're probably moving backwards. So your foot doesn't really need that lateral stability. This heel cup helps you with lateral stability. Now, the Under Amour SpeedForm Apollo did have a heel cup, but it was very flimsy and very minimalistic. This one's a little bit beefed up and does a pretty good job of keeping your foot shifting from side to side. As for these lacing wings, this is where the front to back support really kicks in. These wings really lock in your ankle so your foot's not shifting forward and backwards in the footbed, and just kind of really keeps it there where it belongs so you can get the most out of what the SpeedForm Fortis has to offer. So while the support isn't crazy like a LeBron 12 or 11, it is enough to cover you across a wide variety of activities and exercises. The lacing wings and beefed up heel cup really add that support that we were missing in the SpeedForm Apollo without sacrificing that minimalistic, next to skin like one-to-one, whatever you want to call it, features of the SpeedForm technology. So let's sum everything we just talked about up. The traction may leave a little bit to be desired and some areas aren't as durable as others, but it does do enough to cover you in all conditions. It just might not last that long. The cushion setup is revolutionary. I cannot stress this to you guys enough. This is my go-to sneaker based on cushion alone. I wear this everywhere I go. Riding on a plane, walking to the store, running or training. This is what I go to just because of the cushion setup. I'm really excited and hopeful that Under Amour continues to use the tooling that they used on this model right here. Maybe, just maybe, if the sneaker gods are good to us, we will get it on the Curry 2, and if not, the Curry 3. Better late than never. This is more comfortable than the Pure Boost, and the crazy thing about it is, this shoe is actually recommended to do athletic stuff in, whereas the Pure Boost is strictly a lifestyle model. The materials are extremely comfortable, provide a great one-to-one fit, while the support on the Fortis is really improved from previous SpeedForm models and will keep you covered no matter what kind of activity you're doing. All of that technology comes with a $110 price tag. Let me repeat one more time. $110. That is an extremely good value. That is almost a steal. But again, this cushion setup is the star of the show on this model. You should pick up the SpeedForm Fortis just to experience this cushion setup. 4D foam, micro G, charge foam. Perfect. If you have any questions or felt like I left anything out, please let me know in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to answer it to you. If you're interested in picking up this model, purchase links will be in the description box below, as well as a link to my full written performance review that has some additional images and information of this model. Anyways, guys, it's been nice having you. My name's Rahman. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Oh, here's the theme song that I used in that video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.